I always get angry when I see the history of the United States and what the settlers did to the Indians after they were invited into this land. But let's make no mistake about it. The settlers and their descendants are here to stay. It would be impossible to remove all 300 million of them. And I have to confess, I am one of those people who are descendants of immigrants, mostly being composed of a nation of immigrants. The only thing you could do, really, is to convince them to accept tribal customs. The tribe is very important in this culture, but this culture does not practice tribalism. What we could do is we could convince them to practice tribalism because they have lost their way. They used to be a tribe. What we could do is undermine the whole system. When the settlers came here, they had certain customs. One of the customs was that you have to pay to live somewhere. America became up for sale. You had to buy a piece and then you could live and be part of the American dream. However, with the economy collapsing, there's a need to show them a new way that this real estate thing is not really sustainable. If people could live for free or for cheap, much like the native Indians did, they could see there's a new style. What I'm proposing is what's called foreclosure protection groups. Let's say a group of settlers or descendants of settlers formed a group of 500 people and they protected each other from foreclosure. Well, this is similar to the tribe. In other words, they would get together and almost police each other. And if they can prevent their people from being foreclosed on, this would almost form a close-knit tribe. Now, how you do that is that, let's say the bank came to your house and foreclosed on you. You could call up all 500 of your guys to, for instance, do a run on the bank. If the bank knows they're going to get a run on, which they hate, which they're afraid of because it could collapse the whole financial system, they will back off of your members. The only reason people get evicted now is because they don't have that close tribal association. But with foreclosure protection groups, they would have that protection and they could live for free. Because once the banks cannot evict you, you can stay there. And this would sort of be living like the Native Americans, wouldn't you agree? One guy could perhaps have a job and support the group that way, and the other person could find water, and so on and so forth. And then they could learn to live the natural way. But first, you have to use these groups in support, in conjunction, to undermine the whole system so that they can start living this way. Please go to my website at antiforeclosurearmy.com to get more ideas on how this idea could work. And right now in America, we need new ideas, because actually protesting doesn't work, as you can see. The science, bullhorns, but with a new strategy, you can correct things. You can make things be as they were, as sorts. This idea will undermine the whole housing thing, and that they won't build any more houses. Houses are destroying not only this land, but other land. As in the case may be, for instance, the rainforest. They're building more houses, which means the building over the farms, which means they still need farms for all these people, so they create more farms in the third world, which is destroying the rainforest. Giving people free housing should undermine the housing business, because come on, let's be honest, housing is not more valuable than food. It just isn't. So we can't keep building anymore. We have to stop building houses and use the land we have now. And the only way to do that is to undermine the value. Once people are living in the house for free, there's no sense in building anymore, because we have too many houses already. If people are living in the house for free, like the Native Americans, then we could undermine the whole system. All it would take was a bunch of people willing to get together in a tribal fashion. Thank you for listening, and I enjoyed your video.